Welcome back to part, well, I don't know what we'll call this. Last week we called it the finale. That was wrong. We'll call this part overtime. That's what it is. Yes, sir. We don't have a whole lot left to do. I'm pretty sure we can get it done this week, but you know what? I can't get it done talking to y'all. So let us get busy. Yes, sir, I do believe we can get it done this week. All we got to do, wood, our bumper end piece down there. Got to do this here. Got to wire it up. And unless I forget, winch, we got to make a winch mount. Got to buy a winch. Yes, sir, sure do. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but it ain't a whole lot left to do. What I want to do firstly, let's go over yonder to the older feller's house and cut that I-beam up. I've decided I'm going to use that I-beam. But I tell you what, let me make a drawing to show y'all real quick like what I'm talking about. Let me switch hands because I right-handed. The I-beam, this is looking at the I-beam from the end. It is shaped like that. This is, what did I say, 6 and 3, something like that. Well, let's go back over here. The way most of these are built, you got I-beam. Well, you got an I-beam running out through here for your main beam. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Then you got an upright I-beam welded to it, just butted up against the end of it. Then another I-beam is welded on this edge, not like this, but over here. And it comes out. Well, it curves around and you cut a V out and bend it down like we did the, what's that called, the dovetail. Then you weld all that together. What I'm thinking about doing, let me show you again what it looks like. Weld it to here and here, and we'll have to box it in because it is a little misshapen. Bring it on up, and then, you know, the wide part will be here, and then set the wide part on top, not in front, but on top of it. And weld it all in here real good. Of course, there'll be big gussets, them big triangle gussets will be right here. We'll have brace in here, some up in here. It's possible that I might put some kind of brace right here too, and then go on and make the rest of it. I think that's what I'll do, and like I said, we'll gusset it, and if I have to box things in, we'll do that. Anyways, it's sort of threatening to rain a little bit, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Whilst we wait, let me show you what I got today. I got me some center caps for the wheels. Let's see if they even fit. Knowing my luck, they won't. Well, they do, but it's kind of tight. That'll be all right. I do believe they'll fit. Anyways, let's put them in there, pump these tires up, and put them on there. We'll be done with all of that. All right, let's get these here wheels and tires on this here trailer. Oh yeah! Well, I've got an issue. They're not going to fit. What in the devil have I done here? Well, this ain't good. It really ain't. Tell you what, let me try something else. Get the jack stand out of the way and let it hang. It may drop enough and let it go in. Oh yeah, it dropped quite a bit then. Well, I'm sitting on my tire now, I swear. This is getting a little aggravating. Tell you what, let's do this one back here because it's hanging down a little further. Let's see what happens back here. Ooh! Oh, look at here. Yeah, this is starting to get on my nerves just a wee bit. can't get it on. The drum keeps turning on me. Well, if this ain't something to tell the dad blame captain right here now. I ain't never had this much trouble getting the dad blame wheel on something. What in the world? Whew, I'm wore out now. I figured out what's wrong with this gun too. The battery, it won't stay plugged in. And it's really getting on my nerves. Well, now it won't work at all, so that's good. All right, let's see if I can get this one on. We've got to let it hang down. I'll let the jack down, and this will still be on the jack stand. Maybe that'll work. Oh yeah! Now let me fight this one for 10 minutes like I did the other one. This is really annoying in here. I gotta jack it up. This is getting on my nerves really badly. Yes, sir, it sure is. Never had this much trouble out something in my entire life. I don't know. What in the devil? Whew! I'm wore out. I think I'll call it a day. What in the world? Whew! What do you do when your battery won't stay in and your gun won't work? Well, you duct tape it. Wheels and tires are on, finally. Good gracious. That side there was mucho easiero. This one here about wore me out. I didn't show y'all half the struggle, but yeah, I'm about dead now. My asthma it's been working overtime the last 3 or 4 days, and that right there just about killed me. Anyways, let's jump in the old 4-wheelie drive and go over here and cut us some I-beam real quick. Well, I got it drug up here where we can reach the hose pipe if we need to. I don't think nothing's gonna catch on fire though. We got a pretty good rain 2 days ago. Yeah, it's still pretty wet. Anyways, this is our first cut. I'm not using the end because it's got holes all in it and all this here's cut out. This will be a first piece or second piece, and then I'll mark the second two off here in just a minute. Let's get to cutting. I'm leaving them long. We do our final cutting at the house. This is just rough cut just to get it home. There's fine enough. It is hotter than Hades. Very humid. Woo-wee. Let's see if we can get these loaded real quick like. Oh yeah. Woo. Light as a feather. Oh yeah. Get it. That's the two biggest pieces. I got it whooped now. Well, I got it home. I didn't lose none on the way, so that's good. I tell you what, it's got the old 4-wheel drive squatted a little bit. That's a pretty good weight right there. What I'm gonna do now before we bring that in, we're gonna chop this off and get it out of the way. I got to get something to prop the front of this thing up. I'll figure something out with jack stands and blocks and whatnot. Once I get her propped up, we'll cut this off, get it out of the way. We'll get the I-beam in after I clean it off because it's a little muddy and scaly rust. We'll clean it off a little bit before we bring it in. Then we'll go to final cutting it. Hopefully I can make it a little prettier cuts than what I did with that torch. I don't know that the plasma cutter is going to cut it. It's supposed to be good for 1/2 inch. Well, it struggles with 3/8, and that the top part or the wide part of that I-beam is 3/8. We'll see what it does. Anyways, let me get this set up and get ready to cut it off. I have it very gingerly sitting on some jack stands. I got this here jack out of the way. Let's cut, and that's going to fall and hit my door and rip all my insulation off. I'll have to open the door before we get there. I got a weld under here and I got a weld right here. Let's get that bottom weld first. Let me get something to lay on. Oh yeah! Woo-wee! I'm gonna cut most of this. I'm gonna leave just a little bit because I gotta open the door when I make the final cut. Well, it's gonna come crashing down. All right, let me do the other side. Other side, oh yeah. Woohoo! Woohoo! Golly, that's hot. Turn. Woo! Am I on fire? I smell something burning. Let me open the door because it's fixing to come crashing down. Maybe I won't die in the process. That was uneventful. Still hanging on a little bit. All right, that side's done. I-beam is unloaded. This feels weird not having this apparatus here, having to duck under it. Yes, sir. Anyways, I took a big old chunk out of my pinky also, by the way, unloading this. Maybe I'll survive. I just got done measuring this, though. You got a 1/4 inch here, 3/8 here, almost a half here. It's like 465. It's some pretty heavy duty stuff. It sure is. Also, I found an asset tag. Where is it at? Right here. Right there. This come from where I used to work. There's the asset number there, 2077. Yeah, that's pretty neat to find. Anyways, I might leave that on there. I think we're going to call it a day. My dang old knee kept me up just about all night last night. It's been hurting pretty bad today. So I'm going to get off of it, go rest of the evening. Tomorrow, I'm hoping we can get all of this done. That's the plan anyway. So I reckon I'll see y'all tomorrow. 'Tis the next day, and well, there's a couple of issues that I thought of last night. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If in the future I decide to make this a heavier duty trailer, I thought of this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I could run me an I-beam, like a 12-inch I-beam down through here next to this C-channel, underneath. Weld it to it and weld it to these C-channel supports. You don't have to go all the way back. You can go, I don't know, maybe a foot past your last spring mount. That's no big deal. But if I'd have been thinking when I cut these, these are the uprights for the gooseneck, I'd have cut them 12 inches longer, let them hang down, and then if I ever did put an I-beam in here, I could weld all that together, make it a lot stronger. Ain't no big deal. These are about 5 inches longer than what they need to be, so I'm just going to clean the edges up, leave them 5 inches long, and let them hang down here. And that'll give us something to weld to, if we ever do decide to put an I-beam down through there. The second one, this, like I said, is your upright. It's going to be here. And then, I'll remember, how it's made. One side's wider than the other. And I'm going to set these on top of them, weld them. Well, I didn't think about it till last night. They've got an angle coming into the, where's that? The coupler right there. They've got an angle in like this, and well, the only way to do that, the normal trailers, if you will, they just butted up against the I-beam here, the upright. We can't do that because of the way it's made. I got to sit on top, so to make it angle, I'm gonna have to cut it and bend it this way. Plus, we got to cut it and bend it down too. We can do it, it's just a little more aggravation because there's angles in geometry, and y'all know that I don't get along with angles at all. No, sir, sure don't. We'll worry about that when we get to it. Right now, I gotta clean these up and then clean these up and get them the exact length that I want. Then we'll tack them in place, and then we'll go to worrying about these right here. All right, let's get this little fella here cleaned up. Get her ground down smoothly, looking good. I'm gonna try, hopefully I don't cut the channel. We'll try to just gouge the weld out. Do a little grinding on that. The sparks are wearing my head out. I gotta put my hat on. Alright, I got both of them areas cleaned up, looking pretty good. What I'm doing now, we got to square these I-beams up. Got me a straight edge here. You can see how far off I was with the torch. Yep, it's pretty doggone bad. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it in the web first, and we'll cut top and bottom. Hopefully I can get it good and straight. Once I do that, that'll give me a good place to measure from. We'll do the same thing on the other end. had to open the door, as you can see. Turn my big fan on, it's just too smoky with all this cutting. Turn the air off, ain't no needing it running. So it's gonna get warm, oh yeah. I got one done. I had to quit using the plasma cutter because it just got to where it wouldn't cut. I changed tips and, well, it still wouldn't cut. So I reckon we're gonna be using the torch. This is the top piece, it's pretty straight. I gave all the edges a bevel because remember, we have another piece sitting on top of it. That way we can get our weld down in there real good. I got that one to do, and then I think we'll go ahead and put our uprights, get them tacked in. Then we'll start working on these long pieces. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I got them both cut. Let me tell you, it's quite hard to cut a really good straight line with a plasma cutter or a torch. That there sort of bows out a little bit. That's the bottom, so it don't really matter. The top is what I wanted flat, straight. That ain't bad. It'll probably work. Got me a line drawn. This goes on the top here. So I'm gonna try to manhandle it. If I'm successful with doing that, I'm gonna clamp it. Then we'll tack her in place once I get it leveled up. And then we'll have to do the same thing over here. Oh yeah! All right, let me get it leveled up and clamped on this side too. Approximately right there. What's the line look like? Oh yeah, we're good. We'll look like this away. Ain't bad. The trailer ain't exactly level as I can get it. It'll be alright. I need to put some tacks on it real quick. Well, I've had a minor mishap with my welder. My trigger wires have pulled out of this adapter. This is a Bernard cable, and then this right here is the adapter to use this with that welder. Trigger wires right here, they go to these little prongs right in there, and they pulled out on the back side. I ain't got no way to put them back in, so that's good. Luckily I got a Tweco cable right here. Seems like it's a pile of junk, but we're going to give her a try, see if it'll weld. If not, well, we're out of luck till I get a cable. There is good and tacked in, we're still level. Let me get that over there done. Oh yeah! Where's my level? What do it look like? Ain't bad right there. On the lines, let me measure, make sure. $33. Let me tack that one in place real quick. I ain't getting no gas out. Not much. Both uprights are tacked in pretty good. Had a little trouble with my welder. My weld started bubbling up. I was like, what in the world? Act like it didn't have no gas. Well, there's a little O-ring in the end here that was gone. Replaced it. It's some better, but it still ain't great. Your little ball here, your flow meter, you should be able to peg it out with this wide open. Well, it won't. It only goes about halfway. I don't know what's going on with that. The tank's still got like 400 PSIs in it, so I don't know. I'm going to have to buy me some welding equipment tonight. Yes, sir. Anyways, I have made a mistake, but a good one with my math. Told y'all. Math, geometry, angles, not my friend. Absolutely not. The measurements I was using, from my handy dandy assistance trailer, I was measuring from the bottom You know, he's got a 12-inch I-beam. And I forgot about that, and I thought, well, we're gonna have like 3 or 4 inches hanging down. Remember I told you, if we put us a 12-inch I-beam in here eventually, there'll be a little bit hanging down that we can weld to that I-beam. Well, there's gonna be a lot. I don't know how I did it really, but there'll be 12.5 inches here to here. So if I do put a 12-inch I-beam in here, we'll have plenty to weld to it. And oh yeah, that's a good mistake. Now what I got to do, get these pieces up here some kind of way. I'm hoping I cut these long enough. I did not account for, you know, we got to cut us a pie piece out and bend this down, weld it back up. Well, when you do that, you got to cut this at an angle to get it back straight. I'm hoping that I've got enough material to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to cut anything off of them. I'm going to take the 2 straightest ends, you know, because they're sitting on top here. So that end will be here, so it don't really matter if it's not perfectly straight. Take the best ends, grind them up real smooth. I think that end on that one and the other one, that end right there, will probably do. You know, clean them up, set it up here, and remember how I said we were going to have to cut it here and bend it around this way too? We might not have to, since this is narrower than this. Well, I'm hoping we can line that edge up like this right here instead of it being straight, bring it around like that. I'm hoping it'll come around enough that we ain't got to cut nothing to bend it. I won't know until I get it set up here, and well, you'll understand what I'm talking about when I get it up there. I think I'm gonna get the engine hoist over there and try to pick this up, set it up here. Let me get that out and see if we can't get it picked up. All right, let's see if this will work, or if I'm gonna die. All right, it is in place, and well, this hopefully help y'all understand what I was talking about. Let me get back here. See how it's not straight? I got her angled. You know, these 2 edges are lined up. I was hoping that would be enough to bring it around where they'd meet in the middle, but no, sir. It ain't nowhere near close. It likes probably a 2 foot, I'd say. So that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to cut it, bend it this way, and we're going to bend this down too. I didn't really want to do that. It's a lot of cutting, and if I get the math and angle wrong, well, we're screwed. Let me do a little thinking and figuring, see if I can't figure out what angle I got to have. This is going to take me a while. Y'all think I'm joking, but I ain't. Me and angles don't get along, so I'm going to get on the interwebs and see if there ain't a calculator and whatnot to figure this out. I'll be back in a little while. Well, here's the deal. Upon further contemplation, we're not going to cut this and bend it this way. We're going to bend it down. We got to, but we're not going to bend it this way. Well, let me show you this firstly. This channel here represents the center line of this trailer. I got it marked. And I got me a plumb bob and put it right here on this edge. Why on this edge? Because this here, that edge up there is going to go right here on either side. And this is 4.5 inches. So I'll put my plumb bob here. I come down here and marked half of this, which is 2 1/4 from here to this white line. And the plumb bob is dead on that. And that means this edge will line up with this edge. Let me go over here and show you what we got now that I got her twisted around a little more. I've got this corner here sort of lined up. It's this way a little bit too far, but then you see this here, it's a finger's width. That's a precision measuring. I think this will be okay. Well, see, you got hangover right here. Well, what we'll do is we'll just cut that right there flush with this. We'll weld us a 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch plate right there. And I don't really like this. What we'll do here is just cut this at an angle so it'll look better. But other than just this little corner, we're gonna have the same amount of weld if we had it straight. You know, because we're gonna go weld all the way around this I-beam. I think it'd be plenty. Plus, we'll have that great big old 24-inch gusset here. Plus, we're gonna have a gusset here somewhere. I'm gonna put me a piece of plate here. We're gonna make her pretty stout. I think that'll work. The only thing is, when I cut this pie piece out to bend this down, well, it's gonna change our location a little bit. I think it'll move it out, so we'll have to push in a little more. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut that pie piece firstly, get it bent and tacked. Then we can locate this end and then tack this end and start just tacking everything. Oh yeah, I believe that is the plan, but right now I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go in the house and get me a little sandwich, and then I'm gonna come back and figure out where I need to cut that notch and bend that down, and we'll go from there. Well, I lied. I did not go into the house and eat a sandwich. I went to my handy dandy assistant's house and looked at his trailer one more time so I could get this bend we're fixing to do. It's 23 degrees. This is a 23-degree piece of pie. Fixing to cut it out. If we're right, it's gonna be awesome. If we're wrong, well, we're screwed because I ain't got no more I-beam. I made a practice cut on a piece of cardboard. Well, this was the first one, and it was way wrong. This one here looks more normal. I put my protractor up here, and it's 23 degrees, so I think we're good to go. Let me drag a torch out. We'll go to cutting this here, and then we'll put it back up here and see what she looks like. All right, let's see if we can get this here cut off. Cut off, cut off. I gotta try to get it bent. Oh yeah! There she goes. Well, that went mucho better than I thought it would. Yes, sir. I figured I'd have some great big old gaps to try to weld up. That ain't too bad. There's a little gap up there and then pretty good size one here. I don't know what happened, but that'll be all right. I can weld that up. I'll probably make 3 passes, one down the middle and one on either side of that one. It'll be all right. And then we'll put us a plate up here and a gusset down here. I got a little carried away on this top part when I was trying to make this close up. I hit it right there. We'll weld all that up good. Like I said, we'll put us a good plate up there. I'd rather overbuild than underbuild. Yes, sir. I get that from Daddy. I'm telling you, anything he'd build, man, it'd be like a tank. He would definitely overbuild it. I think let me tack this together, and then I want to set it up here and see what it looks like, and then we'll probably call it a night. Well, that's pretty much how it's going to be. I think I need to come down just a wee bit, but cutting this and dropping it down, it did change this away. I had to go that way with it a little more, and that changed us back here. So that's about the hangover that we had. Then I brought this on around, and we got a wee bit of hangover there. I ain't gonna worry about it. We'll cut that corner off where it looked a little better. It'll be all right. We're gonna cut this off, plate it, big old gusset right here. I think we'll be just fine and dandly. That is no different than having this welded up right here. Like I said, we'll have a gusset and a strap Let me get on the other side and I'll show you how close we are to our angle. Y'all probably can't read that, but it is on 23 degrees. Y'all watch this right here. She sets up there perfect. Oh yeah, look at there. Ain't no gap. Ain't no gap over here. No, sir. Pretty doggone good. I think we're gonna call her a night. Didn't get a whole lot done today, but when we get to this stage of doing stuff, my brain, you know, it don't work right. And it takes me forever to figure this stuff out. Now that we know what we gotta do, we'll get this one done tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get it all welded up. Then we gotta put braces in the middle, put our gussets and all that. Anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. Here's the next day again. And well, I done burned up half the day trying to get this little bundle of metal here cut. Went to the metal store, ordered this. And then they said, oh, it'll be an hour or more because we're in the middle of a job right now. So I had to come back home and then go back and pick this up. Whilst I waited on this, I remembered that I've got some 4x8 sheets of sheet metal over at Mama's in the woods. I need some to put over the wheels from here to here. If I put wood, well, it's going to take up too much travel. So if I just put sheet metal over here, that'll give us another 1.5 inches of travel. I think we'll be okay there. Anyway, I forgot I had that 1/4 inch thick. So I got that. It's in the back of the 4-wheelie drive. We'll get it in here after a while when I need to cut it up. Right now, though, what I would like to do, get this down and out of the way, cut the other one to match, and then probably go ahead and weld this up. And then I got some of that metal there. I got a piece to put a little gusset here. Go ahead and do that. Then get them up here, get them squared, centered, and get everything tacked together. Get our coupler tacked in there too, and then go to welding it up. Yes, sir. I bought 2x4 rectangular tube and 1/4 inch wall for braces going down to here. So we'll have to get them in too. We got our gussets and I got a plate to go here. We got a lot to do, but the goal for today is to get this gooseneck part done. I don't know that we'll do it, but well, I'm gonna give her the old try. Let us get busy. That one there took a little more doing. I cut inside the line this time. I just sort of wanted to bring it to it. Let me lay this one down here and compare them and see if they're the same angle or not. Then we'll tack it up. All right, I got them both laying side by side. I got them lines right there lined up pretty good. And as you can see, we like just a little bit more on this one here. I think I need to cut a little bit right in here, and then should let it drop on down. Like I said, I cut inside the lines, just trying to bring it down. I didn't want to go too far is what I'm getting at. Anyways, let me cut that out and bend it a little more. Well, I had to do a whole lot of trimming, but I finally got it. I got them even there, as you can see. Then I got to push this one down just a wee bit, and they're close enough. I ain't gonna worry about it. These are not the same length. I got to trim that off a little bit. Then we had to cut off in here and up here for the what is it called? The coupler to fit in here. I done got it ground and cleaned up. Fixing to weld it. Remember, I'm gonna do 3 passes, welding it all the way around. Well, I ain't gonna weld the top. I'll have to weld here and fix that boo-boo. But after I do that, I got some 1/2 by 2 inch flat stock we're gonna put under here for a gusset. Then I guess after I get that done, we'll set them up here. We got to get them centered, got to get the coupler centered. We'll tack everything together and just keep on a trucking. Whole lot of welding fixing to happen right here. Well, that Tweco welding cable, you know, I told y'all I didn't like it. Well, it ain't letting no gas through. I mean, look at that weld right there and there. It's pretty pitiful. Yes, sir. I'm trying to fix my that old Bernard cable, and you know, my wire's pulled out of this little feller here. Well, where's it at? Hope I ain't lost it. Well, it appears that I have, but there's a pin. Here it is. I found it. This little pin sticks in that hole there. I'm soldering a wire on the end of it. I already got one done. Let me get this other one done, swap the cable out, and maybe we can continue welding. Here's the old Bernard cable. Y'all listen. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but mucho morgaso is coming out of this old cable. So let us get this busiest and weld this up us. Well, I got both of them welded up, and let me tell you, I ain't showing you the welds because I've never been able to make a multi-pass weld look pretty. Yeah, they look kind of rough. I ain't gonna lie to you, but they're good and welded. That's the main thing that matters. What I'm doing now is getting them even. I gotta cut that much off that one. I gotta trim this one just a wee bit, get it straight. Once I get that done, I guess we're gonna set them up here and get everything squared and centered and tacked into place and go to welding some more. Sure, man. Sure, man. Sure, man. Sure, sure, sure. I got it cut off, cleaned up, beveled. That don't look too bad. It's pretty straight. Chopped a little bit off of that one too. Now what I'm doing is my gusset underneath here, and I got it cut at the right angle and got her beveled there. Give me some good weld down in there. Let's get that welded on real quick. Well, I got these two fellers ready to go. There's my gusset. Don't look too bad. I just took my flat wheel too and cleaned the end of this off because, you know, that's where it's going to sit right here. I want that good and clean for when we weld it. I'm not sure that I'm going to do a multi-pass up here. We'll just have to see. I may just do one big old fat bead. I think it'd probably be all right. It does not seem like I've got much done today. I've been at this 5 or 6 hours now. Yep, it don't seem like I got hardly nothing done. It's just a whole lot of little stuff that you forget you got to do. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm tired of breathing all this smoke. I done having to open the door twice today, clear the smoke out. I'm tired of breathing it. So I reckon tomorrow, hopefully we can get them set up here, get our, what's that called? Coupler right over yonder. Get it tacked in, get everything centered, And we got braces to do and some up here, and well, what do you call them? The big old gussets here. We got braces back. It never ends, fellas, I'm telling you. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a day. See y'all tomorrow. Well, I didn't get to work on it none yesterday. I had just way too much stuff to do running around town. That dang secretary, she took off again. I'm on fire. Yes, I am. Run out of oxygen. Had to go get a bottle of that, and just a bunch of stuff. Went and got some Earl, used motor oil, and that turned into a fiasco. Anyways, by the time I got home, I said, "Fooey on it. I ain't doing nothing else." Here is the deal. I've only got one engine hoist, but I got two I-beams that I need to pick up and hold in the air. Other than going to buy another hoist, well, I guess I could probably make something to prop them up, but I don't want to do that. Here's what we're going to do. I got my center beam right here on my marks there. I've measured to this point from that side and that side, and it's within a 1/16, eighth of an inch of being square, so that's awesome. Here's what we're going to do. Well, firstly, I completely forgot that I got to cut this straight. So we got to do that firstly. Then after I do that, we're going to weld the coupler, or tack the coupler to here, get it good and plumb. Then we're going to move this back and forth and get that coupler plumb over this and let it roll. I will tack it real good over here, take the engine hoist down, bring it over here, and then make it meet the coupler over here and go to welding. That's the only thing I know to do. So let me get that cut first. I wish I'd have thought of that the other day when I was cutting that end off. Anyways, let me get that cut off, plumb, straight, what are you gonna call it? And this one the same thing. Then we'll start tacking this up. All right, here's how we're gonna make us a mark straight up and down. We're gonna get this level, and then we're gonna make a mark. That's pretty much it. About right in that area there. Now my trailer's level, so if we make a level mark right here, I think we'll be all right. Just like that right there. Let me transfer them marks on the round and I'll go to cutting. Both of them are cut. Hopefully they're close to the same angle. Now what I got to do is notch it out for the coupler over there. All I did was take a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, because it's the same size as that coupler. Laid it up here and traced it. I'm going to not cut the whole thing out. I want to grind it to fit. You know, that way I don't go too far with the torch. Anyways, let me get both of them cut out. Let's see how that fits. All right, mark center on this thing here with chalk, and then the chalk's going to get rubbed off, so I'll put a bunch of punch marks. That way I won't have to do it again. So let us see what this looks like. Right there. Do a little grinding at the top. Let me look at the bottom. I can't see it from here. Yeah, you might do a little grinding there. Matter of fact, I got a big old hole, but I got to do a lot of grinding here. Let me grind on this a little bit, and then I'll be back and we'll try it again. Got them both notched out, and this one over here, let me tell you, well, you can see, that's pretty much straight line. It should be a curve. That is terrible. Yeah, got a big old gap right in here that I'll have to try to fill. This in here fits pretty good. Yep. I got all the welding edges beveled a little bit. So I reckon after I go get in the house and get me something to drink, because it's hot. It's like 97 outside, and it's about 82 up there. These air conditioners ain't keeping up on these hot days. Well, what partly is I had it set on 78 overnight, and I'll turn it down when I come out here, and it's just not able to cool it down. What I may do tonight is leave it on 72-ish, just to see if it'll keep it, 72 all day. Because it's supposed to be hot for the next week or so. Anyways, let me go get a drink of water. We'll get that one up here and in position and tacked, and then we'll do the same with this one over here. Got this one in place roughly. What I'm gonna do right now is weld our coupler, or tack our coupler on here, and then drop me a plumb bob down through the middle of it. Get her lined up with that edge there. Go down there and tack it up. These flat parts on this I-beam, they're cupped, so it don't sit exactly flat. I'm gonna have to rock it back this way just a wee bit and get her flat or level, and then tack her up pretty good and turn loose of it, and hopefully it won't come crashing down. All right, now I gotta rig up a plumb bob. Well, I got her in place finally. I tell you what, when you work by yourself, you just have to come up with ways to do stuff. I got that strap to hold it in place. I'll also move this back and forth. Got my plumb bob hung here. I got it centered up on these bolts, and she's just barely touching the side of this chantel. Let's go over here and look at this real quick. Let me show you that. Remember how, you know, these are misshapen. Let me show you in case you forgot. This is wider than this, so it don't match up. Remember I talked about, you know, we have to twist it, and we're gonna have a little overhang here. And I was going to have a little bit here, but no, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna leave that like it is. Have overhang here and overhang here. And well, let me get my tape measure and let me show you something. The I-beams that are on my handy dandy assistance trailer, they're 12-inch, but they're only 4-inch here. But they are 4-inch on either side, which makes things a lot simpler. But we don't have that. We're using what we got, and sometimes you just have to, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, his are 4 inches, these are 6. See right there? Well, even with this twisted and overhanging like that, guess what? We still got 5 inches to weld to here. We don't here, of course, we got 3. But I think we'll be just fine and dandy. Let me tack this in place real quick before it moves, and I have to go through all this again. Remember me telling you, these are not flat, they're little cups. Well, I got to do this right here, and give her just a little bit of twist to get it level. Let me find my level too, where it's at. I think it's right here. Oh yeah, put it. Well, I ain't got nowhere to put it. I'll find somewhere to put it, we'll get her level. Not bad at all. Let me tack it in a few more places, and then we'll move on to the next one. Well, I got it tacked up 6 or 8 times. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 8 times. That should be strong enough to hold it. If not, well, it's gonna crash over my head and probably kill me. The first tack I put on, it moved yonder way about a 1/4 inch, so I knocked her back. And you can see we're pretty much dead on it. It's just a hair off of it. Fellas, it's an old trailer. That right there is just, yeah, that's real good. I gotta get this hoist off this beam, move it over yonder on that side, do the same thing. But before I do that, my brother just called me. I got to go help him. I bought a truck from a nephew last year, and you'll see it hopefully week after next when we start hauling stuff on this trailer. Anyway, he's tearing his barn down. The motor and stuff is in the barn. I got to go get that stuff out of his way. So I'm gonna go do that, and I don't know, I'll be back probably an hour or so, and I'm hoping we can at least get all this tacked together before the end of this video. Time will tell. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, I'm back from my brother's. I got a motor and a transmission. It's a 5.3 LS and a 4L80E. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You'll see the truck later. Just a bunch of small parts, and well, I got some tools here too. Oh yeah, this engine leveler, I wonder where it went. I don't think this is mine. I think I borrowed it a few years ago, and then it disappeared from Mama's. Well, my nephew got it, sure did. Anyways, that's a Makita grinder. You know, my other one burned up. I was needing a new grinder, so I ain't got to get one now. Got one right there. Anyways, burnt the devil out of my arm. Let me tell you that right there. Yes, sir, it hurts pretty bad. Burned it on the muffler of the tractor. That's what I used to carry that motor to Mama's, because, well, you can see here, I can't even get it in here. For this, and then the air conditioner over there, that's gonna have to go away pretty soon. Anyways, what we're gonna do right now, well, let me show you this firstly. This is hanging on its own weight now. Well, watch her shake. Oh yeah, shaking pretty bad. We'll get all that lined back up here when we get this other cross piece going. So let me get it picked up and we'll go tacking it in place. Well, I got this one sort of in place, and let me tell you, we got a big old gap, because right there is where that goes, and I don't think I can weld that up. I think what I'm gonna do is to go ahead and tack this where it goes, right there, and then we'll bring this in around, get it situated, and then put a bunch of tacks, and then I don't know, we'll just have to put some kind of metal in here and weld it to it. Anyways, let me get my welder out, go to tacking. Make a mark. All right, I gotta work on this end now. I think I'm gonna have to tack it here and then raise that up a little bit to close this gap. Yeah, let me do that. Woo-wee, man, that is setting that on fire. Woo. Now I need to raise this up just a little bit, but I need to reposition down there. Let me see if that'll stay. Well, let's see. Put the weight on it. Oh yeah. We got a big old gap here. Let me try something. Let's see how square we are. That right there is pretty square. I got a big old gap. Interesting. Well, we've got a dilemma. This big old gap right here, I can't weld that up. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. This is leaning back just a little bit according to this level. I don't think it's enough to cause that, but I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I could come in here and cut this on a slight angle. I could, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll let y'all know when I decide how we're gonna fix this. All right, I ground both of these tacks loose that I just did, and then jacked it up, and it closed the gap up quite a bit. It's still a wee bit more than I like over here, but I think it'll be okay. And as far as center goes, well, you see, we're within a 16th probably. So yeah, I think that'll be good. Let me tack this back all the way around. I might put some more tacks over there, and then we need to get our big gussets in here, get them square, get them tacked in. Then I think we'll do these braces here next. All right, look at this big triangle on here. Great big old triangle. Oh, yeah. Approximately. All right. That jabbed me in the knee. That hurt. Let's try this again. Yep. That's kind of hard to do by yourself. get the other side real quick. Both triangular pieces are in place, and it's pretty sturdy this way. I'm gonna shake it, it shakes the whole trailer now. But up and down, she still bounces. I don't know if y'all saw that. Still bounces. That's because the whole gooseneck assembly, it's just riding on this 1 6-inch channel. That's it. That's why we're going to brace this thing up really good. I got a piece of 6-inch over yonder somewhere. No, it's a short piece right there. That I'm going to butt up to this, weld it real good, help strengthen that up. Plus our 2x4 braces we're going to put here. And I may go ahead and box all this in. I don't know, I ain't decided yet. Plus we got to cut this off and put this piece up here. But y'all look right here. Look at my plumb bob. She ain't moved. She's still maybe a 30-second off of that center. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. What I'm gonna do, where is my level? I done lost it. Oh, it's over yonder. I put that on there and I had to jack this up. Got this level. So let's go ahead and put this piece of channel in here first. I got 2 little angle brackets I gotta get out of the way before we can put this in. Let me tell y'all what, that's a grinder right there. Yes, sir. When my other piece of junk quits, where was that? I'm gonna go buy me another Makita. Oh yeah. How long we got to be? Approximately exactly 63 and 5/8. Yep. Kick the breaker. Dead blame. That saw sucks. Let us weldy weld. Let us weldy weld, sir or ma'am. Come on now. This is getting on my nerves. Now be still. Oh, you sorry son of a gun. Please don't move. Whew. That wore me out. All right, we got that channel in. I don't know that it did any good, but I thought I'd do it. Also, I welded across here, up in there, on both sides, just to make sure those tacks don't break. Now what we're doing, let's get over here and I'll show you. We're gonna put this 2x4 brace up here, approximately somewhere about like that. So let me get my angle figured out, get that cut, and we'll get them welded in. Well, I don't know what degree this is. I can't cut it on that one over there, so we're going to use this little fella here. So let us get to cutting. Y'all hear that? That's my trailer popping. That's not good. What in the world? Right or wrong, there it is. Got my braces all welded up. Oh yeah, In case you're wondering what these are for, when you got weight on it, this is sitting in the bed of the truck. This is going to want to fold in. So that right there is going to keep that from trying to fold in. These great big old gussets right here, going to keep this from trying to go up and this go down and separate. Oh yeah, I forgot, completely forgot. I was going to put me a plate here and a plate up here, and of course we got to have cross member here, one here, and at least one down here. Put our we call it a winch mount, and I'd like to build me a toolbox here, or a storage, you know, for chains and whatnot. We'll just have to see. We're going to have to call it a night, though. We're going to have to call it a week, because it is Tuesday, 10 o'clock at night, and I still got to edit this and upload and do all that kind of stuff. So yes, sir, this is going to do it for this week. Before we go, let me show you, the whole trailer bounces now instead of just this. Oh yeah, I think it should be plenty stout. I would have never dreamed that this would have took this long, and we ain't even done with it. No, sir. There's a whole lot of little stuff, cutting, grinding, marking, welding, grinding again, cutting again, and yeah, takes forever. Next week, though, well, I ain't even gonna say it. No, sir. All I'll tell you is next week we're gonna continue working on this trailer. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.